Good evening, friends, and welcome to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace. We are retired New York City police detectives and 9/11 World Trade Center first responders. Hey, if you like all things true crime related from the police detective's perspective, you're in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll get all things DutyRon and my partner, Ed Wallace, when we go live or upload another video. Hey, tonight, we're going to be bringing to you some shocking police body cam footage just released of Stephan Stearns and Jennifer Soto. And it looks like their entire family in the mother's business, in the mom's business. They reported Jennifer Soto, reported Madeline Soto with Stephan Stearns present. I believe a whole bunch of her family members, and they're going to be blurred out to protect their identities because some of them are young underage children. But I just got a chance to see it. I didn't get a chance to look it all over, but it looks like there's initial reports that were made and also some searching with police canine dogs. So I want to just say special thank you to you, to Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all the folks who positively engage in this community. I want to say thank you to our moderators and replay viewers and the folks who leave us comments down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, you know, there's a lot of news going on. Rex Sherman's going to be charged with a fifth murder on Thursday. We don't know who it's going to be, but Ed and Wallace and myself will cover that when it happens live on Thursday from court. But tonight we're going to get right into it. Hey, by a show of hands, how many of you here have seen this body cam footage? Now, we know that the mom and her, Jennifer Soto and her mother tried to call 911 and there was a delay. There was a substantial delay until around 1945 hours. So it's like 7:45 at night. She noticed that when she went to go pick up her daughter, this is her story, that she was not there at the school. But there was a delay. How many of you remember there was that delay in police dispatching to the location to take this report? As a matter of fact, Jennifer Soto's mom hung up on the 911 dispatcher. How many of you guys remember that? So yeah, an interesting set of circumstances. But again, this is our victim here, Madeline Soto, 13 years young, just turned 13, and I'm going to play this because it's the 911 call, and I want to play this because this is what will set up the body cam footage of the officers who responded to take the missing person report. And it's at nighttime. Again, it says on the officer's phone, 1945. That's military time for 7:45. But let's take a listen. I'll speed it up because it's long. I'll speed up the 911 call. But let's listen to the 911 call, and we'll go right into the police body cam footage.
911, what is the location of the emergency? Okay, what's going on? Do you need police, fire, medical?
No, it's not a medical issue. We have a missing child since this morning. We already called 3 times, and the police didn't show up yet.
Are you looking? Or
yes.
Do you know? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so 32. Yes, ma'am, I see it right here for you. Yes, ma'am, I see it. Just waiting for a deputy to respond.
They haven't come here yet.
I'm aware, ma'am. I see it. It's waiting for a deputy to respond.
You're waiting for a deputy to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long more do we need to wait? It's a child missing.
I understand that, ma'am, but I'm just not able to give out ETA. I don't know when they'll be there.
So how long do we need to wait? This is an emergency.
Ma'am, we have the information, but they're trying to get there someone as soon as possible.
So this is not important for you guys? Really?
Ma'am, we're very busy in the area. Look, I understand they'll be there as soon as they can, okay?
Now, I got to say, I side with the family on this one. I side with the grandmother. This is not an emergency. I'm calling to report a 13-year-old girl who's missing, my granddaughter. So all bets aside, I agreed with this. This is a travesty of justice in our 911 reporting, in our 911 dispatching system. There has to be a better way. There's no reason why it should take several hours. 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 4:50, she gets realizes that her daughter's not at school and makes the phone call, and it took till 7:45 at night for them to come. 7:45 at night.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
It's
And is there a specific apartment number, ma'am?
it's
And do you need police, fire, or medical?
police possibly. I'm reporting a missing child.
Okay. And what is the name of the business there, ma'am?
The business?
So it's the mother's business.
Okay. And the child that you're trying to report missing, are you calling on behalf of the parent?
Yes, on behalf of the mother. She's right.
Okay. Okay. And then and ma'am, how old is the child? And could I go ahead and get her name?
Yes, it's
All right. So again, there's a bunch of calls to 911. You guys get the idea. I'm not going to play it all. It's 8 minutes of phone calls. And eventually at 7:45, body cam footage is activated from police officers. So I'm going to jump right to that, and I'm not going to interrupt this. I'm going to let it play, but pay attention to the body language of Jennifer Soto and Stephan Stearns. Take a good close look at the body language. We see, so I don't interrupt this, we see Stephan Stearns with his arms folded, right? Chris Watts style. Arms folded, like we saw in the Jacqueline and Trezell West murder case in Bakersfield, California. This was the stance that Stephan Stearns holds the whole entire time while the police are there. And then we see Jennifer Soto with her arms in some weird contorted ways, and she's swaying back and forth, doing one of these. And you guys are going to see this on body cam. She's swaying. And to me, our body language experts are going to have a field day with this, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, here's the body cam footage. Part one of 7. There's 7 parts to this.
The park, when I talked to them, they said it looked like 5 or 6.
5 or 6 kids at the park. All right, give me a second, bro.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Let me finish up with this and I'll give you a call.
Okay, before they're pulling up to the location. This is going to be the last thing. On the top, there's a confusion of the date. It says 2/27. It really is the night of 2/26. This is Monday night. This is not Tuesday night. The body cam date and time are off, and it happens if it's not synced the proper way. So don't get caught up on this. You can hear Jennifer Soto say, this afternoon, I went to go pick my daughter up from school, and she was not there. She got an email confirming it. Don't get caught up on this 2/27 date. It was 2/26, and it was around 7:45 that they responded. And that's the last time I'll interrupt.
Are you able to pick up call 931, please?
I'm currently working possible signal 8. Can I hold off on that?
Just that from the other one?
26. Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Do they speak English?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This is mom.
This is mom? Okay.
Hey
Hi there.
Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So my daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
Alright, so people are still on the scene, let's put that out. Any possible location, how long?
13.
I'm trying to get there right now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here because sometimes she'll walk here to this office.
Mhm.
I came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got a notice, an email.
Here goes the arms folded. Stephan Stearns was using her phone. At no time during this initial report do you see him pull his phone out, because he's worried that if anybody sees his phone, those 400 images, the videos and images depicting CSAM, will be found on his phone right there at the scene, because an officer asks her to airdrop a photo of Maddie. She quickly airdrops a photo to him, but at no time do you see Stephan Stearns with his phone out, because he's scared shitless to have his phone anywhere near the police, because he knows what he did to Maddie Soto.
From the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Okay. What's her name?
Madeline. Madeline.
Madeline. Last name?
Soto. Soto.
Soto.
Yeah.
Date of birth?
February 22nd, 2011.
February 27, 2000.
22nd.
Oh, sorry. 22nd.
2011.
She's even going to laugh here about the tattoos. Watch this.
1418 Charlie Bravo. What's the name of the single aid?
Madeline Soto, age 13. I'm trying to get a clothing description now. What was she last seen wearing?
26 County Charlie Bravo. Can you put him on call 931 at the same call?
Green hoodie,
Green hoodie,
white Crocs,
white Crocs,
either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts.
Yeah.
black shorts.
Mhm.
Okay. Black shorts. All right. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live.
She doesn't know where they live. Okay.
I asked all of them.
Okay. Is this like, does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically.
No.
Not typically.
No.
Okay. Just
And if I have a Spanish speaking viewer that would be willing to maybe interpret some of the conversation going on in the background, that would be helpful. I'm going to bring this to my office tomorrow, because my warehouse manager is Spanish speaking, and I'm going to let him listen to it. But if anybody's listening now that picks up on any of the background conversation, I'd be interested to hear what the family members are saying in the background in Spanish.
Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I get some.
See, there's kids there.
And what school she goes to?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Hunters Creek Middle. All right, cool. 125.
Thank you, Carson.
Do you guys have? Do you have a picture of her?
Yes, so to airdrop it.
Yeah, I know. Let me see which picture.
Can you airdrop it to me? Do you have a picture of her? Can you airdrop it to me?
Yeah, I know. Let me see which picture. I don't know which picture.
Looking recently, probably from a birthday party, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so I have to look at.
So I have to stop it. I have to stop it here, because Stephan Stearns just said, "Weren't you at the birthday party?" And she said, "No, I missed it." So she's searching for photos of her daughter, and she's scrolling through multiple pictures to try to find. Watch this. If a cop asked me, "Do you have pictures of my 13-year-old boys or 13-year-old daughter?" I don't have a daughter, but if they asked me if I had pictures of my 13-year-old and I had opened my phone up, I'd have photos right there. I mean, I'd have pictures. I was taking pictures of my kids constantly with their baseball and all the things that they're doing. Look at how long it takes her to try to come up with one picture for this cop.
Can you airdrop it to me? Do you have a picture of her?
Watch. She starts now.
Can you airdrop it to me?
Yeah, I know. Let me see which picture. I don't know which picture.
Okay, recently, probably from a birthday party, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so I have to look at.
He said, "Don't you have pictures from the birthday party?" And she goes, "Yeah, but I wasn't there."
What's up?
Go ahead.
Notice Stearns with his arms
That's what I'm about to
folded.
grab right now. Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you.
Stephan Stearns' arms folded the whole time. Defensive posture.
Picture, or do you need a whole
Yeah,
body
that's
picture? How do I airdrop? I don't know how to do it.
I got you.
She didn't know how to airdrop it, so he's doing it.
It's on WhatsApp.
That's fine.
Guys, give it a thumbs up and share it out. Thank you all for being here. Hello, Florida Pete.
I saved it to my photos, so you could.
You saved it to your photos?
Yeah, we can just
Perfect.
go straight to the photos.
Okay, perfect. Give me a second. I'm going to send it out right now to my other guys.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but does this depict two people? Okay, this is the mom here, obviously, right? This is Jennifer Soto and her boyfriend Stephan Stearns. Does this show you? Is this a good example of two people that are extremely distraught over the missing? Her daughter is missing for 4 hours right now, as it stands, according to her story. I went to pick her up at 4:45 or 4:30, and at 5 o'clock I got notice that she never made it to school. There doesn't seem to be any urgency to anything here. Not one bit of urgency. That's correct, Suzanne. All right, so that's part one. I'm going to go right into part two here. But before I go into part two, let's go to the chat and talk with the chat just for a second. I mean, defensive position, Stephan Stearns, again, with his arms folded, tucked under. He's watching everything that Jennifer Soto is doing. And notice another thing. Not one female that was in there, in that room, not one adult female came over to Jennifer and hugged her, or came over to Stephan and hugged him. Not one of the family members were in there consoling her or him. There was one grown woman with her arm around another, but nobody was there in support of them together. That to me reeks that they sensed something was not right as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below or here in the live chat. This is going to be part two. And
Showed up.
the officer comes straight out of the car where we watched him walk to, and he made some notifications. He gave out the pedigree to 911 dispatch and his supervisor, and now he is going from the car, as we see here, to back into the inside of the house. And now this gets a little bit more interesting. There's a little bit more of an interview process going on here. If you guys haven't yet hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe to this community. Great to see everybody here. Hi, Wanda, Fuzzy Doxy, Black Rose, Tiffany Knox. Thank you.
Showed up. So they They called since I don't know when.
Okay, and if you see on this officer's phone, it says 1942 hours right there. That's military time. That's military time, and it's 7:42 p.m. So just about 7:45 on the East Coast. So there's the times, and I just want to take the branding off so you understand that the body cam it's all messed up, the timing and everything here. It even has the wrong date. It's 2/26. This is the night of. This is Monday night, February 26th, not the 27th. So don't get too caught up on that. Just wanted to clarify that for you guys.
But what did you say what she called? My question is not, why is it not a code 3?
Exactly, caller. I would be saying to them, aren't you going to send somebody out to search for my daughter? Where's the helicopter? Why is the helicopters up? Why aren't you guys out searching for her? She didn't once suggest that to them. She didn't even ask them, hey, will you go and search for my daughter? I don't know where she is. It's nighttime.
Yeah, so that last time she was seen, it was early this morning, like 7 o'clock. That's what I'm about to see. I'm about to go check. I just try to get as much information now of her clothing description. Send it to Diaz. Diaz has a hit in like a big area full of kids. So if you want to help me out with this one, yeah. My signal expert. By any chance, does she have a phone number or a phone?
She does, but she left it at home today. I have it.
You have it.
And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about?
He asked about her phone. He asked about Madeline Soto's phone. She said she left it home. I have it, and I've already looked through her messages. Stephan Stearns was looking at somebody else's phone in the background, another male, an unidentified male adult in the background. Stephan Stearns was looking at his phone. And you could see the clock on the wall right there. It's 7:45 on a clock on the wall behind us.
Does she have like Apple Watch?
You can see it clearly right there. It's 7:45, confirming the officer's military time on his phone, 1942 hours.
She's got a device, the only device.
Okay. How about?
She does, but she left it at home today. I have it.
You have it.
And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about? Does she have like Apple Watch?
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
Her school laptop.
The only device that she has on her right now is her school laptop. We all know now that the school laptop was dumped into the dumpster at their apartment complex by this savage, this beast, Stephan Stearns, threw out her school backpack and the laptop at about 7, I think 20 or 7:29, somewhere around there, 7:19 a.m. He's on film. He's on video. There's a video. There's a video camera right over the dumpster. That video surveillance footage is going to be clear as day, with him taking that laptop and dumping it and the backpack into the garbage.
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
Her school laptop. Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It should be. It should be. If the Wi-Fi is turned on, it'll try to connect to any Wi-Fi. So if I like circle here. It connects to any
Well, does she know have a history of running away or anything? She just hanging out and time kind of thing?
Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like, so she's embarrassed by his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block.
This is the story. She's telling the story that she was embarrassed by his car and that she wanted to be dropped off before the school. That's the same story that they told the news, right? So she's telling that same story right now. We'll listen again. I'll just back it up a little bit.
So she's embarrassed by his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's an image thing, she's in the face.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Okay. Did she ever go to school though?
No, we called
She
school.
was walking in that direction, she was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she caught her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
Okay.
What was the last thing you asked?
If she had went to school, I think that's what it was.
So I got confirmation from the school that she never made it. They sent me an email saying she didn't make it.
Mhm.
But I also spoke to her or emailed one of her teachers directly, and he looked at all her attendance for all her periods and told me she didn't make it at all today.
Okay.
So she just confirmed that she spoke to school attendants and they went back and checked that she never made it to the school. Now, again, everybody reacts differently, but I look at this from a detective's perspective, folks, and this would have my red flags going crazy if I was responding to this as even a patrol officer, because there was no urgency to the mom. The mom had no urgency up to this, still right up to this point. Now this is 15 minutes into this body cam footage, folks. We just played 5 minutes, 7 minutes. So this is now 9 minutes into this body cam footage, and she has not asked them, "Are you searching for my daughter? Is anybody out looking for Madeline?" There's she's not upset. She's not crying. She's not showing emotion. She's not showing anything. And there is multiple family members there. None of those family members are showing any kind of emotion because they sense, in my opinion, that something is not right.
Say it again. No, she's supposed to have a book bag. She was supposed to go to school, but didn't go to school today. Oh, okay. All right.
Battery FGOA 212319 Turtleback Loop. Third party for Saturday.
Okay.
He's talking to a supervisor. He's talking to a supervisor right now.
Say it again.
Code 21945.
I'm trying to figure out secondary spots, but so far negative on anything. Yeah, you could be 51 to me. All right, cool. 34 too. All right, cool.
Thank you, puzzle pieces. Thank you.
Yeah, it said negative on that hit at the park. So.
I think black shorts.
Okay, this is when her swaying really gets, like, she started swaying a little bit in the beginning, but 10 minutes into this body cam footage released just recently, you see her swaying a lot here. And notice her right arm. She does something really weird with this right arm during this interview part. So pay attention to this right arm and her hand and the swaying that she does here.
Male, gray hoodie,
Black
pants,
shorts,
black
and
ski
white
mask,
Crocs with socks.
No further information. 1064, 1946.
And when was the last time you seen her? Do you know around what time?
Around 8:30, 8:40 when we dropped her off.
How tall is she?
5'1",
Weight?
110 pounds,
About 110, 112.
Hair color?
blonde.
Blonde, like a dirty blonde.
Like a dirty blonde?
Yeah.
Okay. Eye color?
Blue.
Does she have any markings on her, like any scars
She
or anything like
has
that?
a distinctive beauty mark on her face
On her
here.
face?
On the face, like below the nose or near the nose?
Yeah, like right in that area there.
This savage is now describing her body marks, the particular body marks. The mother didn't even do it. She just let him say it. It just makes it so much more grotesque hearing Stephan Stearns describe anything body part wise or mark wise on Madeline Soto's body. It just gives me, it just makes me throw up in my mouth. But it goes on, they go on here to talk about asking if there was tattoos on her. And there is an outburst of laughter. Now, we saw Jennifer Soto kind of give a sigh of relief when that cuckoo bird came on saying, reminder to feed the cat or the bird or whatever. When that little woohoo, Jenny, remember that thing? Remember that in the interview? And she kind of paused and smiled. You got to hear this. You got to hear this outburst of laughter. And it's so inappropriate.
It's very distinctive. You'd know it if you saw it.
Does she have any markings on her, like any scars or anything like
There's
that?
a distinctive beauty mark on her face
On
here.
her face?
On the face, like below the nose or near the nose?
Yeah, like right in that area there. It's very distinctive. You'd know it if you saw it. Big.
Any other scars or anything like that? Which no?
Scars? No.
No.
Tattoo.
Tattoos? No.
You'd be surprised. Did you put?
I don't know. Like that, I played that back like 3 times when I first watched this about 2 hours ago. I got really caught up on this part because the officer made some kind of like, I guess he was trying to break the ice here or break the air, kind of cut through the thickness of the air. And he made some remark about the tattoos because he asked her, he had to ask. But look at Jennifer Soto's face. You don't see any reaction from him really, but she, just look at this closely here.
Like that, which no?
Scars?
No.
Tattoo.
No.
You'd be surprised.
I don't
Did you
know.
put out the description?
I put the top part out. I didn't get the rest of that stuff yet, so I can put it out.
Hi, Faith. Thank you.
Updated 14. White female.
Can I just see that phone?
Black shorts, white pocket socks, approximately 5'1" height, blonde, dirty blonde hair, blue eyes, has a beauty mark under the nose.
Yeah, nothing about this is funny. Nothing. This is not a laughing moment, ladies and gentlemen. You're reporting that your 13-year-old daughter didn't show up to school. And she's now missing at almost 8 o'clock at night. And I didn't hear anybody even make a remark to these officers as like, why the hell did it take you so long to get here? Right? I mean, wouldn't you, as a parent, as a taxpayer, wouldn't you be like, what the fuck took you so long? We've been waiting here. I didn't hear that. And we saw the body cam footage of them coming straight up to that door. Nothing is funny about this. Nothing. Stephan Stearns still with his arms folded here.
I'm getting a random 407 number.
Exactly.
Hello? Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
So that was the call from the principal. And she said, I'm getting a call from an unknown number. And we'll look at Stephan Stearns' face when he hears it's the principal. We'll watch him give a sigh of relief because he didn't know who that was on the other phone. He didn't know if that was someone saying, we found your daughter dead. So look at his face, folks. These are things that I look at and that I caught. He breathed a sigh of relief when she said, hi, principal.
I'm getting a random 407 number. Okay. Hello? Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
You see that? Big breath out. Did you see the big? Watch for it.
No, police officers here right now.
Things that make you go,
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find her
paperwork.
Anything.
Does she have any social media or anything like that?
He knows that Madeline Soto is dead. He murdered her. Stephan Stearns knows that he killed Maddie. And he thought that that phone call, as he's looking at her right now, coming from an unknown number, could be somebody calling to say, we found your daughter unconscious, lifeless body. We found her. And this guy is freaking the out right now.
I'm getting a random 407 number. Okay. Hello? Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you? No, currently the police officer's here right now.
Yep, start getting the
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find her
paperwork.
Anything.
Does she have any social media or anything like that?
She has Instagram.
Right here.
Private.
It is private, yes.
Just family,
Thank you
cousins,
so much. I
friends.
definitely appreciate it.
Right here.
Not one person in this location asked the cops, why aren't you out looking for Maddie?
That's her profile?
Yeah.
Little figgy.
Exactly, Christina.
Okay. Any Snapchat or
Let me get that. No, that's the daughter.
She plays like
So the police officer just asked, does she have any social media, any Snapchat or anything? And he said, no, she's not a social media person. Did we catch on to that? And we know that that's not true.
Snapchat or
Let me get Yeah.
little figgy.
She also has a YouTube page.
okay. Any Snapchat or
She
Let me get
plays
that.
games.
No, that's the
She
daughter.
plays games. She plays like Minecraft.
She's not a big social media person. Okay, so that's the completion of part 2. There's 7 parts to this. And let me know in the chat if you want to watch all 7 parts here. We're 38 minutes into this live stream. A few of these parts are just police dogs looking around the general vicinity. So I'll try to skip through that because it's just redundant. It just shows the police with the canines out and they're in the parking lot. So let me go to the chat, hashtag DutyRon with any of your questions. I'm going to scan the chat and I want to say thank you to Jeff for the super chat. Thank you. He says if this was a normal mother and father, they would be going out of their minds, crying and everything else. If my niece was missing, I'd go nuts. Absolutely. Fuzzy Duxie, thank you for the super chat. DutyRon, she's correct. The guy said MS had shorts, that Madeline Soto had shorts on. She knows, and they plan what to say, in my opinion. Well, I appreciate you expressing your opinions and thoughts. You know, everybody can do that here as long as it's respectful. Puzzle Pieces, thank you for the super chat, super sticker. Appreciate it. Rosie from Jersey, a member for 2 months. He stands right there as if scared of being caught. Yeah. Girl Friday, thank you for being a member and thank you for being here. So let's look at the chat. Let's see what I missed. Oblivious Benson, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Amazing NYC. Good to see you. Hello, sister Carol Ann Clark. Dolphin, thank you for being here. All right, let me queue up part 3. Who wants to see all these parts? You want to see all 7 parts in this video? Or do you want me to break it up into a couple of different? That was part 2. Let's go to part 3. This one's a little bit longer, and it's involves the search, I believe.
He's just trying to figure out where he want to go.
All right. So this is them. This is the police doing a search with the canine. So I'm going to let this play, and I'm going to put it at double speed.
He's just trying to figure out where he want to go.
Another caller advised.
Yep.
Between that location and the neighbors for a while. They were let's go to 201.
So they gave a dog probably a scent of some sort, maybe a piece of her clothing or something. That's a bloodhound. You could see the ears. That's a sergeant. The handler of that canine is a sergeant. You can see the sergeant stripes there. It's a bloodhound. She's giving the scent to the dog.
He gonna run. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys just witnessed how they do it. They had articles of possibly Madeline's clothing in that bag. She put the bag right up to the dog's snout, and then they go right down low to the ground and start their search.
It's not contaminated.
Oh, okay.
So, like in a wooded area, which is like where they excel at, but these kind of tracks go so hard.
Yeah, especially residential, especially with all these dogs and all that.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. Let me go a little bit further that way.
Okay.
He's not.
Okay, this looks like the church, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't this the church? Oblivious Benson, calling Oblivious Benson. Isn't this the Peace Church? I believe, wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't see that sign perfectly. Yeah, that's the church. That's what I thought. Thank you, Oblivious. Oblivious Benson in the chat, everybody. All right, so that was part 3. Let's go to part 4. The whole part 3 was just K9 doing the search. Part 4 brings us more of the search.
A mile away. So, just preparing your. I'm just preparing you for future. Yeah, start stretching now because it's happened. But I just gotta give it forewarning. And I have to have my camera on for it too. So, hi. That come out on the radio? Oh, okay.
Love the dogs.
Hold on, buddy. I gotta fix it. You trip yourself.
All right, so this looks like it's a repeat. Give me a second. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, here, we're back. Part 5, part 6. All right, so part 6 is about 5 minutes.
He left.
This is part 5, part 6.
Yeah, he left.
There's some redacted stuff in here because they're looking at video. This is people got confused about this, but this is the actual officers going and looking at the video from the church, and there must have been some type of footage. I thought that they might have even made this into a ruse, but this is confirming that this was not a ruse, that there was in fact some grainy images of somebody in that parking lot, but it definitely wasn't Madeline Soto. We know that.
And she walks onto property, and then she actually goes back onto property.
So they're looking at the
And
footage.
nobody left from the passenger side. I don't know if
Right.
if nobody.
Yeah.
Attention zone 412, commercial audible, Charlie's, Philly Steak, 5908 South Orange Blossom Trail, 5908 South Orange Blossom Trail, negative responders indicating back door, code 3, 2227.
Thank you, Brother Pete, for being here.
Is that what it is?
Hello, Joey,
Fire.
Brooklyn, Sharon.
Seriously?
And
You know who I keep thinking of? Is that Jenny Dawsoner? Virginia? You know,
what happened?
how she basically ran away with her boyfriend.
Yes, I remember.
She, I guess she left.
So she's still sitting there.
Aventura, what's the other?
What they were saying, right?
So they're looking at footage.
It was intentional. You know, like I don't want to be tracked.
Yeah, just about 8:55.
So when school started, like 9:20.
Yeah, like usually Olivia leaves here at around 9. She walks 9:05, 9. Just stay there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
There's a
where is
person.
a person getting out of the car? Out from
A kid.
346.
We're getting in that car.
I tried calling back your complaint and went to voicemail.
You're welcome, Schmitty. Thank you for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Are you done for?
Hey, Karen. So they're looking at footage from the church.
That was Marcella.
Possibly still there. Let me see. 2055.
Or something, right?
She gets up on fire.
All right, I'm going to fast forward it through that. Let me get to the next part. 6, part 7. Just want to make sure I got all the parts. All right, let's take a peek at this. Come on, part 7. Cooperate. Cooperate with me, part 7.
Alrighty, thank you guys.
Okay, part 7.
Alrighty, thank you guys. I got that on my video, so I'll get that to the detectives. Again, thank you. I'm just gonna put the school, the church, as the place that she was last seen. Detectives might be out here to come talk to you guys. You might see a private number or like Orange County number.
So this solidifies for me that the church video, although it was grainy and they couldn't tell who it was, that they really felt, the police, the responding police, felt that Madeline Soto was last seen at that church, as you heard this officer say. Okay, so this solidifies to me that that church story that they told Jennifer Soto and Stephan Stearns was not a ruse that they created, that the police created, because you could see them. This is a church. You see, crosses all over the place, and this is inside the church. And then they allowed them to look through this footage at arguably 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. I don't even know what time it was here because the timing is off on the body cam footage.
Place that she was last seen. Get that to the detectives. Again, thank you. I'm just gonna put the school, the church, as a place that she was last seen. Detectives might be out here to come talk to you guys.
Church employees
You
and
might see a private number or like Orange County number. So that's probably one.
And these are the employees of the church, people that are working inside the church that either came in at the police request or were at the church at the time when they asked to look at the footage from their camera systems.
I'm trying to contact you guys through the business line.
Susan, I was saying early on, don't get caught up in the body cam time and date wrong. It happens from time to time. This is a day forward. It's not 2/27, it's 2/26. And it was somewhere between 7:45 and I don't even know what time at this time it is right now. But this is after 7:45. p.m.
All right. All right. Thank you guys again.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. See you again. I hope I see you guys, but on better circumstances.
That was nice of him. He said, I hope to see you guys on better circumstances.
Hey. So it's possible that she came here and sat in the parking lot for a while. It's blurry video, but it looks like a adolescent child sitting right there.
I don't know who this is, but obviously this is one of the family members that took it upon herself to drive over there and was sitting outside waiting for this cop to come out after looking at the footage. So this could be an aunt. This could be a cousin. I don't know who this is. If anybody knows who it is, let me know. But I don't think it really matters at this point, but it definitely is somebody from the family, because he wouldn't be just telling a random stranger about what he just obtained. So it might have been the aunt. I don't know.
And she's sitting. The people here said that they were at parking lot for a while. It's blurry video, but it looks like a adolescent child sitting right there, and she's sitting. The people here said that they were adamant they seen her on the property, but like I said, it's a blurry video, and I don't see her getting into anybody's car in the video. I see her.
The defense couldn't use the body cam time, the date and time off as getting him off. The evidence is overwhelming, and there's a surmountable amount, a humongous amount of evidence, an overwhelming amount that would be difficult to refute. The images and videos depicted the disgusting description of what we know from the probable cause affidavit of Stephan Stearns with his private parts in places that I don't want to talk about right now, but I did talk about it on a previous video. The date and time on this body cam is not going to be any type of issue where it will get his charges thrown out. So the answer to that is absolutely not.
Sitting on property for give or take 10 minutes and then walking off property. I don't know which way she went from there. Around, like, I'll say.
Is there any way I can see something?
It's really blurry. It's like there's no possible way. You can ask them to see if they could allow you to see the video. I can't really grant that for you.
That looks like a young, if that's her aunt, she's very young. This looks like a teenager or maybe someone in the early 20s, in my opinion. But whoever that is looks very young.
And just have them see if they have him. But yeah, I had her sitting there and then she walked right off property. I'm trying to see, I'm going to send that to my detectives, see what they can do with that and get more video.
Cameras like that show the bridge or
No. Yeah. So yeah, I told your cousins earlier that over there in the other property I have cameras. So Urbana. So we're gonna try to contact them and see if we get those videos as well. But other than that, yeah, I've been asking your cousins see if they knew any spots. Do you know any spots that she probably hang out at? That she doesn't want to tell her mom or dad?
Well, the address that I gave, she never goes there. Here in
Yeah.
because we do have like family friends up there, but she never goes there. And if she did, they would have said something right away. The lady who lives and works at the office already said. She would have said something.
It actually sounds like someone who called 911, perhaps, but it's got to be a family member. So Mia Wallace, thank you for becoming a member. Curious Kiwi, thank you for gifting a membership. That was very kind of you. Thank you.
Right away, but no, I don't think she would have gone there. I don't know if she knows anyone around here. I only know that one friend that we told you about. She comes to my house all the time. And then yesterday we met a new one. I know her name is Emily. We also did information. That's the only two people I know that she's
Definitely. Okay. Yeah.
I have no idea. We checked her phone. I didn't see any like
Crazy stuff. Like, me neither. Yeah.
I didn't see her trying to like plan anything with anyone. And I just really don't think she's the type to do that.
Just walk up and leave.
Yeah, I don't see her doing that at all.
So she's basically saying she doesn't see her doing that at all, and she's not the type that would get up and walk away. And you know, she was basically describing this as very, very odd behavior for Madeline Soto.
Trying to like plan anything with anyone. I know her name is Emily. We also did information. That's the only two people I know that she's friends with.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah.
I have no idea. We checked her phone. I didn't see any like
crazy stuff. Like, me neither. Yeah.
I didn't see her trying to like plan anything with anyone. And And I just really don't think she's the type to do that.
Just walk up and leave.
Yeah, I don't see her.
I don't think, Kara, I don't think this police officer who is the responding officer to this call is on to them at all at this point. He's taking summary, preliminary information. He's getting pedigree. He's going from place to place as ordered by him. His sergeant probably ordered him to go and look at these locations. So I don't feel at this point right now that he feels any suspicion. But once the detectives get involved and they start going back and backtracking and doing that detective gumshoe work, which is going and pulling camera footage from the complex of the home, which they did, and pulling video from surrounding areas, DOT cameras from the Department of Transportation, and so forth, that's when they really get onto him.
Yeah, I know, like, around this time, it's usually, like, they have, like, school events or something like that, so that's what I was probably saying. She probably told you guys something, and...
I don't know. School, she never showed up for school today.
Yeah.
At all. So I don't know what she could have gone from here to there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna try to see if there's any more cameras in the area. See if I can pick up anything else.
Do you guys contact her mom right away?
Yeah. Once we get any news.
She said, "Will you contact her mom right away?" So this could be the aunt. I don't know 100%, but everybody's saying that it's the aunt. I don't know for a fact that that's the aunt. So she asked, "Will you contact the mom if you find out anything else?" And thank you for gifting memberships. That was very kind. Appreciate you, KNS, and thank you, DD Mar, for gifting out those memberships. Greatly appreciate it.
Anything like that, the detective more than likely contact her, or I'll contact her and say, hey, try to see if there's any more cameras in the area, see if I can pick up anything else.
Do you guys contact her mom right away?
Yeah, once we get any news or anything like that, the detective more than likely contact her, or I'll contact her and say, hey, that's if we find her tonight, I will contact her more than likely. If not, a detective will contact her first thing. Okay. Any questions for me? Anything you need to know? No?
I agree, Brenda.
No problem. All right. You too.
All right. I'm just going to check something really quick because I think I missed one part. And I'm going to just make sure that I didn't. So just give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm just going to check all of the parts that I have here. Videos. I think I got them all.
The park, when I talked to them, they said,
Yeah, that's part one. Give me a second. I think I might have missed part 6. So that's what I'm going to go back and look for. I think this is the one that I missed. I think I missed this one because I don't remember playing this for you guys. Okay.
Dressed in a hat.
This is part 5, actually.
For aim, it could be possibly building 5856. Anybody know where in the complex that is? Outside the complex.
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a car. That's Stephan Stern's car. Oblivious Benson. I noticed a Lincoln MKZ. So maybe they were following him. Maybe he was showing them where. This has to be something. Let's listen to this. I didn't watch this yet, but that's a silver Lincoln MKZ right there. So they let Stephan Stearns drive around and show them.
Building 5856. Anybody know where in the complex that is?
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. So thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the.
Didn't he just hand him a phone? Did I just see that officer hand him a phone? Wait a minute. I did see him hand him a phone.
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. So thank you. So it's
That's
like
a
around
phone. So he had the phone. No, that's a phone.
Thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the overpass down there.
Where's the school?
Just on the other side of the overpass.
That officer had Stephan Stern's phone. And that wasn't a female officer, as we heard in the audio interview, that took his phone. This cop had his phone, and he handed it back to him, and he said, "Thank you." Right? When we heard the audio portion of the interview, that was outside of the home of Jennifer Soto. Remember, they were outside the house. So on the night of Jennifer's murder, that officer took his phone for some reason. I wonder what he saw on that phone, or if he did look through it.
I don't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. So thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see
It's a phone.
the overpass down there.
Where's the school?
Just on the other side of the overpass.
Yeah, so this is where he's telling him where he let her out. This is the church. This is the entrance to the church. I don't think that was Maddie's phone. They're not handing that Maddie's phone back to them. If they had Maddie's phone, they would not hand that phone back to him. Once they take that phone of Madeline Soto, they're not handing it back to anybody.
So somewhere around here.
So yeah, somewhere, maybe not this one, but the next one possibly. It's right in this stretch. When we just came down and we drove about halfway down, and she was like, "That's good right here."
Okay.
Angela, they're doing it in the dark because she just got reported missing. And this is an investigation, a preliminary investigation for Madeline Soto being reported missing by her parent, by her mom. We know Stephan Stearns agreed to give his phone up. And he asked that female detective. The female detective said, "We're going to take your phone. We're going to hold on to your phone." And he's like, "Oh, how long are you going to hold on to that for? Because my parents might be calling me. The same parents that I said are so annoying and deaf, and they have these dogs that I can't stand." That's what Stephan Stearns said to the female cop and the male cop, detectives, I mean. So this is the responding patrol officers. They had his phone for some reason. and they were following him, which he was showing them where he was giving them the bullshit story of where he dropped Madeline Soto off at. Here, this is it right here.
Anybody know where in the complex that is?
Amazing Aunt made a great point. Police always search the residence and last known location and then branch out. This is not a one-man show. There's multiple units, and Amazing Aunt is a retired New York City police sergeant. The supervisor who he was talking to has units probably at the primary residence. Let me fix it so you can see me. The sergeant has units at the primary residence, at the mother's reporting business resident location. And now these officers are having Stearns run them through exactly what he did, or allegedly what he did the morning of, which is all, as we know, bullshit. So,
pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Stephan Stearns.
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, here's your phone.
So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the overpass down there.
Where's the school?
Just on the other side of the overpass.
He asked him where the school was. Where's the school? Just on the other side of the overpass.
Oh, somewhere around here.
So yeah, somewhere, maybe not this one, but the next one possibly. It's right in this stretch. When we just came down and we drove about halfway down, she was like, "That's good right here."
Okay.
That's a very good point. Danny Era says, is it normal for the family to set up a home base at the grandmother's office rather than at their home? Could they be attempting to keep officers away from the condo? Absolutely. That to me was odd and off-putting right out of the gate. When I first saw this body cam footage tonight, I said, why are they all camped out at the office, at the place of business? And if you remember, Jennifer Soto said, if Madeline went anywhere, she would gone to my mother's business, which is close to the school. You would think that they would want to be home, because if Madeline was a runaway or a missing or whatever, you think she's going to come running back to the business there in the middle of at 8 o'clock at night, 7:45? She would try to get back to home. And as we heard from the mother, thank you for the super chat. As we heard from Jennifer Soto, she said that Madeline doesn't even know her own home address. Anybody catch on to that? Jennifer Soto, when interviewed by the news and police, said, I don't think she would know how to get home. She could point her way, but she didn't. A 13-year-old doesn't know how to get home. I taught my kids when they were in kindergarten how to your home address and your telephone number. I taught them that young. Give me a break. Things that make you go, So officers now looking with a flashlight on foot while Stephan Stearns sits back there trying to delete pictures that he has on his phone, maybe. I don't know. You think he's trying to get rid of evidence? He did a factory reset, but do you think he's thinking, oh, I got to get rid of some shit real quick while I got a chance? This is getting bad. Let me know in the chat if I'm off base and thinking that the mom, Madeline Soto, his mom, Jennifer, if she seems suspect to you, let me know in the chat, just a simple yes or no. If you think that she's just an innocent bystander and that she has no knowledge, I respect that. But I don't think that. And I've interviewed and interrogated numerous people. There is something way off about Jennifer Soto, in my opinion, in my professional opinion. Now, if you were an auto mechanic, I wouldn't say to you, do you think I need brakes? Because I think I do need brakes. I don't know shit about brakes or how to fix them or how to replace them. But I know about deception and I know about lying shitheads. And she's a lying shithead. Sorry, but not sorry. So this officer is doing the right thing. He's looking to see if she's unconscious somewhere along that property line where Stephan Stern is making up a bullshit story. We all know that Stephan Stern is full of shit, but he's taking this cop on a wild goose chase. But this cop is doing this job. He's looking along the route where he said that he dropped Madeline Soto off, where Stephan Stern's bullshit story. This cop is now going and making sure that this 13-year-old girl is not laying unconscious somewhere along that route. So this is police work 101. He's doing a good job.
They advise that they no longer see the subject.
He's looking in the bushes, looking along the fence line.
Apartment number, but it was next door to theirs, and I'm going to find out what their apartment number is.
I remember that, Danny. Yep. Thank you for the super chat. Friends, we all know if you do a factory reset, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, you have to go through multiple steps. And it says, are you sure you want to reset your factory options? You'll lose all of your connections, contacts. You'll lose all of your data. Are you sure you want to do this? And he said that he just didn't know what was going on and he didn't realize it and was like, oh shit, exactly what Danny just said here. Right. And I say to Stephan Stern's, that's a oh hell no. That's an oh hell no moment right there. You're full of shit.
The suspect also had a brown purse. The complaint hung up. There's no further information on this.
Amen. Amen. Amazing NYC.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you?
I thought that was appropriate. For those of you who don't know who Amazing NYC is, but I'll tell you, she was a police officer in the NYPD, and I worked with her in fugitive enforcement. And then she went on to become a sergeant. She took the test, passed the test, and became a great sergeant and retired. Amazing NYC is a good friend of mine, and I have some cool photos that I could show you with her and I hanging out together recently. So kudos to the girl power, the women of law enforcement. It's not an easy job for a man or a woman, and kudos to the men and women that are out there on the front line doing God's work.
Say it again? No.
2109.
Stephan Stearns, you hear that, scumbag? Did you find anything? There's no cameras or anything. The reason he's asking if there's any cameras is because he knows that he'd be caught red-handed, that he's lying, that he never stopped there. So this is all, there's all intent. There's all intentions of him doing that again. Thank you, Christy, for resubscribing. He just asked that cop, did you find anything? Are there any cameras?
Say it again? No.
2109.
No.
No cameras, nothing. These are all subliminal messages that Stephan Stern is projecting and showing his guilt. He's projecting, especially the one that we caught in the beginning where he did that whole, when the principal called and he turned to her. She said, oh, it's the hi principal. Turns and he turned around and he went, that was huge. That was huge.
No.
ATS News, good to see you. Thank you for being here, Amber. She's got a great channel. Everyone go check it out. ATS News.
2109. Black female secure 2109.
And anybody that lives in Florida, especially in this location, searching around at night, around bushes and so forth, there's lots of critters. There's gators. There's all kinds of stuff. And in this particular area, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, has a high population of alligators. So this in itself is dangerous for this cop to be going out there and searching around. Thank you for the super chat. CBC says this Florida reporter knows if Maddie had special needs, Jen would know. Judges won't let Maddie go to live with her dad out of state. Mom is applying for disability/mental issues. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for that info. Lady Trucker, member for 4 months. DutyRon, they need to check her as an accomplice to her murder, as she lied from the very beginning. She lied about having Maddie's phone. Lady Trucker 62, thank you for your support and thank you for that comment. I appreciate you. Stay safe on the road.
Normal.
Go ahead. $26 standby.
Yeah, I remember reading that. And I'm going to ask everybody respectfully to stop putting in the chat about Madeline possibly being pregnant. That is not a confirmed fact. Nobody knows that. And I think that it's disrespectful to do that. If you put it in the chat, I'm going to have the mods block you. I don't care if you're a paid member, if you're a subscriber. If you put it in the chat here going forward, the mods that are here have my permission to block the account. Just stop it. Just cut it out.
Supervisor on the channel, 26 close holding. 10-405. 10-4, thank you.
No cameras as of right now.
I can't believe in this day and age there's no cameras pointing on anybody.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find something. Yeah.
Robbie, good evening.
Next available for 218, different way to 230.
Trying to save everybody's ears. All right, so this just goes on to finish the search. It's a preliminary search that they do when there's a child that goes missing, and that's what this police officer was doing here. Who wants to watch that part of the body cam footage where Stephan Stearns takes that deep breath in? He takes that deep breath in. I thought it's worth the watch again because I just want to cue it up to that part.
You guys know. Where was she?
They announced
Take it to school.
school today either.
Is this a good?
Let's see if I can find it. I think it was part 2. Let's check it out. Let's watch him breathe a sigh of relief as she picks up the phone from an unknown caller from like a 407 area code, and he practically shits himself because he thinks that he's had.
By any chance, does she have a phone number or phone?
She does, but she left it at home today. I have it. And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about, does she have like Apple Watch?
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
Her school laptop? Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It should be. If the Wi-Fi is turned on, it'll try to connect to any Wi-Fi. So by like circle here. It connects to any USB.
Well, does she know all the history of LA or anything? She just hanging out and
possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like, so she's embarrassed by his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's an image thing. She's in a face.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Okay. Did she ever go to school though?
No, we called school.
She was walking in that direction. She was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
Okay.
What was the last thing you asked?
If she ever went to school,
So I got confirmation from the school that she never made it. They sent me an email saying she didn't make it. But I also spoke to her or emailed one of her teachers directly, and he looked at all her attendance for all her periods and told me she didn't make it at all today.
Okay.
Say it again. So,
all right, I believe this is when it happens. She gets a phone call from an unknown number, and it's the principal. But watch Stephan Stearns, how concerned he is about the call until he hears that it's the principal, and then he breathes very, very defined, a deep breath like that.
Pursuing local, reference a 21 to a vehicle.
Does anybody find it odd? Her left and right arm. You see here, so she's facing us. This is her right arm. And she's clutching here into her chest. And then this arm stays down here, almost like very not normal, not a normal stance for anybody by any means. And I caught on to this right away. It just didn't look natural to me. Very weird.
I think black shorts.
An unknown male, gray hoodie, black pants,
black
black ski
and
mask,
white Crocs with socks.
No further information. 1064, 1946.
and when was the last time you seen her? Do you know around what time?
Around 8:30, 8:40 when we dropped her off.
How tall is she?
5'1".
Weight?
110 pounds.
About 110, 112.
Hair color?
Blonde.
Blonde, like a dirty blonde.
Like a dirty blonde?
Yeah.
Okay. Eye color?
Blue.
Does she have any markings on her, like any scars
She
or anything
has
like that?
a distinctive beauty mark on her face.
On her
here.
face?
On the face, like below the nose or near the nose?
Yeah, like right in that area there. It's very distinctive. You'd know it if you saw it. Big.
Disgusting that he said, yeah, very distinctive. You'd know it if you saw it.
Oh, hell no! Pardon my French, but you're an asshole!
Any other scars or anything like that? Which
Scars?
No.
Tattoos?
No.
You'd be surprised.
I don't know what's funny about this moment and why they found it appropriate to laugh the way they did. Both of them.
No.
Tattoos?
No.
You'd be surprised. Did you put out the description?
I put the top part out. I didn't get the rest of the stuff yet. So I can put it out.
Updated 14. White female.
Here's where the call comes. She gets a call, and I guess her phone was on vibrate. It wasn't even on, like you would think, like right now, your daughter's missing. You would have your phone on so it would be not silent or vibrating. You would have the ringer on full blast, right? But we don't hear it ring. It just was buzzing in her hand. So that's another weird thing that I pick up on, these small little things. Your daughter's missing. You've got police in your mother's shop, place of business, and your phone's on vibrate. See? It made no noise. And it was you picking up a lot of background noise and a lot of things there. She just picks her hand up because it's vibrating in her hand.
I'm getting a random 407 number. Hello.
Look at Stephan Stearns looking right at her, arms still folded. This somebody was saying to me this looks like a bruise on his left elbow here, or between his forearm and his bicep. I got to look at that. I'm going to look at it a little bit clearer. But she's taking this call, and Stephan Stearns is shitting himself.
Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
Look.
No, we're going to the police officer. Oh, I'm okay. How are you? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you? No, we're going to
Things that make you go, right? Yeah, and no urgency whatsoever. Little Red caught that. Yeah, definitely. This whole thing is. I mean, I'm so glad that they released this body cam footage, but my God, unbelievable. I think we have a good friend ready to join us, Oblivious Benson, who is no stranger to most of you guys. She's an internet detective, cyber sleuth, somebody who I would want on the Computer Crimes Task Force. So I want to add her in as soon as I see she undid the mic. Are we going with no?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you, but we just can't see you. But that's okay.
Yeah, my video, my little, what do you call it, webcam got some Kool-Aid on it.
Okay,
I'm not gonna explain how that happened, but I have to get a new one this week.
Let me just tell everybody who doesn't know you, because there's a lot of people here. Oblivious Benson, she again is an unbelievable cyber sleuth. She does great internet work, and she is, if I had somebody that I wanted to track down online, a bad guy, bad girl, this is the one who I'd put on it. You sent me a slew of text messages, which
I was panicking watching this.
I don't even want to read all the messages because there's so many of them, but let's take a look. This is the mark that you were referring to.
Yeah,
here?
I thought that was a bruise, and the only reason I thought is because earlier he straightens out his arm. At first I thought, oh, that's like a knuckle or an indention, if you will. But when he straightened out his arm earlier, I thought I saw it, and I was like, is that a bruise? What a weird. Yeah, I can't tell. It's too
It looks like a little mark. It could be a little bruise.
one. Could be nothing. I don't know.
And don't forget, responding officers, the female and the male that we heard in the audio interview, if they felt that they needed to take pictures of his hands or his arms or anything,
Yeah, they would have.
They would have did it right then and there.
And I think we would have seen likely some sort of other injuries on him. It was just a thought. One thing I did notice just now when you played it, if you go forward, do you notice right after she gets that phone call, his watch lights up?
Let's take a look.
It looks like, I can't tell if I don't know what kind of watch that is, to be honest with you, but it's interesting because it's all black. And then at one point, see right there.
All right, let's let it play.
Watch this. Yeah. I'm a nerd. I'm always looking at the electronics in the room.
It might have been the light.
Wait, was that the light?
Above. It's the light from above.
Dang it, Stephan, turn.
All right.
Okay,
yeah,
no.
It is. It's the light from above shining down on the.
I'm glad we replayed that because that was freaking me out.
All right. So I want to go to the chat because there's so many questions. So many people have so many questions as it pertains to this. But this, I mean, tomorrow I'm going to spend the day enhancing this and looking over it.
Yeah.
And I just picked out the things that I saw while we were watching it together. So I had a chance to watch it back once or twice before this. Just a few of the parts. There's 7 parts.
That's so much. Yeah. How much time was that collectively? Like, did they send you all of the footage?
It's almost 40 minutes.
Okay.
So, but I saved everybody the dog searching around for 17 minutes because I didn't see any evidentiary value to that. I just saw that they were dotting their I's and crossing their T's and doing the right thing. I wanted to show that because some people say, oh, well, the police didn't really do a great job. They did a thorough job here.
Yeah, and it took them a while, especially, I think, because if you watch the footage from Telemundo where the grandma is explaining, and the aunt too, they both said, we called back. I think it was 2 or 3 times, and they were being very insistent, but we didn't really hear Jen or Stephan be very insistent.
Yeah.
And when they did that, that's right around, I want to say, I feel like it was closer to rush hour, which runs actually kind of late in Florida, oddly. But I feel like perhaps they were maybe taking their time, especially because of A, the location, and B, I noticed when they called, I mean, it could be wrong. I'd like to go back and watch it, but they were asking the location, I believe, and I think they bleeped it out, but I think the grandma was in the same place where they might be doing this interview. Is that her work office or something?
That is the work office. Yes.
Interesting. That's kind of weird. I do agree with you. I think you said earlier something about them, or maybe someone in the chat said something about them doing it there to maybe keep them away from the home. That was very interesting. Two things blew my mind about this. First of all, do you remember the news interview I think it was the next day, and Stefan's behind her and he's cracking his knuckles and being very odd?
Yes.
And his excuse, or the excuse that was given, I believe, was that he was nervous or anxious. But it's like, well, why is he not cracking his knuckles here in front of the cops? Why is he not behaving like that here? I think it's because he's getting closer to the time.
He was scared shitless,
Mhm.
and he was out of his element because he wasn't in control there, and he was surrounded by the entire family.
Yep. He looked so nervous there.
Yeah, he was very uncomfortable. And as we know from other people who've interviewed people that are close to this family, nobody liked him.
No
Nobody
one.
liked this guy.
And they're all glaring at him. I don't know who the woman in the back left is, but when they make that joke and everyone laughs, she's the only one that doesn't laugh. She looks the way we all feel. Like she is not into it. She doesn't think it's funny. I don't know who that woman is, but good on her. And then he said something crazy. I just caught it. I wrote it down. They asked, does she have any socials? And they both say Instagram. And then right after that, people are talking, so it's hard to hear. But if you listen in the back, Stephan says she played. They asked about games. They said that she gamed. He said she plays Minecraft. And that's when I threw my pencil, because I'm like, wait a minute. She didn't have a Minecraft account. I looked into it. He had a Minecraft account. He had a very, very long one that he was playing up until right before this happened.
Yeah.
So is she using all of his, like, basically, is he having her game on his accounts? And if so, that tells me I mean, again, this isn't for sure, but I'm 90% sure that he was the one using his email to control everything. Because in search warrants in Florida, I know that there's certain things that they've redacted in the past and in affidavits involving younger people and children who have been assaulted, and they try to keep the medical records private. But I've seen so many where they don't hesitate to put the kids' email, their screen names, their passwords, and all of that. And we even saw it in that warrant, and we saw his email and her IG, but nothing for her having an email. I think he controlled all her gaming.
I think you could be right about that, and there's a high possibility that that's true. But there's a lot of things that are not released publicly.
Yeah.
When we have cases like this, they only release certain bits of information that are shared with the defense. And this body cam footage obviously was handed over as discovery, because otherwise they wouldn't let it go like this. And some of it's been redacted. Like there's some parts of that screen that they were blacking out.
Yeah.
It could have been evidentiary value to those parts, and they've also blurred out some parts. But if we haven't added fuel to the fire for the people who are not fans of Jennifer Soto, I'm going to add a little bit extra fuel to this fire right now. And, let's take a listen to this report, which was 2 weeks ago.
Documents and review audio from accused killer and child rapist Stephan Stearns.
At one point, while detectives were questioning the mother of 13-year-old Madeline Soto, she described the couple's sleeping arrangements with the teen. West 2's Greg Fox is here now in studio. And Greg, this case is becoming more disturbing as we move closer to trial.
It is, and it's important to point out up front, Stearns is the only one charged with sexual assaults and murder. Madeline Soto's mother has not been charged in connection with any of the crimes that her boyfriend is facing. And as you'll see right now, she provides details that helped police build their case. Documents obtained from the state attorney's office reveal that Stephan Stearns had an on-again, off-again 7-year relationship with Madeline Soto's mother. Those documents also indicate the pornographic images allegedly found on Stearns' cell phone date back at least 2 years and depict vile acts of sexual abuse. In March, detectives provided sworn statements of their discussions with Jennifer Soto and Stephan Stearns. Jennifer Soto stated while they were together, they, Jennifer, Stephen, and Madeline, would either all sleep in the same bed or Madeline would sleep with her when Stephan was not there. When asked if it was normal that Stephan and Madeline would sleep together without her being there, and she said yes.
Oh.
Is that normal? Is
No.
normal behavior? I don't care if you're a mom or not. Who sanctions that? Who says, if I'm not there, you could sleep with my 8-year-old daughter. You could sleep with my 10-year-old daughter. You could sleep with my daughter at any time. And if I'm there and I'm stressed out, you can go to a private room, my father's old bedroom in our loft, and sleep in the same bed with her while I sleep comfortably in my own room.
I mean, that's not normal. I don't even have kids, and I think that's disturbing. Like, if I did, I would never. And also, I have a stepdad who I love and adore. And when my mom met him, he became my father. To this day, I call him dad, even though I also have a biological father I met later in life that I tracked down using OSINT. But I'll tell you this much. I love him to death. He's the best dad a person could ask for, my stepdad. I have never once slept in a bed with him and my mom, let alone just him. And that would be insane. And my mother would never encourage such a thing. I cannot imagine anyone, and people say, oh, in their right mind. Well, maybe Jen wasn't in her right mind. Well, then why is she caring for a child?
It looks like this is a big family. They're all assembled, and that's probably not all of them together there at the mom's place of business, but it's quite a bit of people there, grown-ups and children alike. This is what I got to put us full screen for this. This is what I present to everybody right here. Do you think that those other children are safe?
No.
The lackadaisical attitude that this whole family has taken on?
No.
Like, my concern as a retired detective is I now want to look at the history of everybody in that whole family.
It really bothers me. I think the only one who genuinely seems concerned, beside whoever the woman is in the back left, I was watching her the whole time because she was making the faces like, what the hell is going on here? The aunt, I think it's so interesting that she separated herself from the group and isn't smoking. And let me explain. Most people who go outside in the hot Florida night, when they could be inside in the AC, when they're separating themselves from the whole tribe, and they're not doing it for a vaping or smoking purpose. I mean, even Stephan stayed inside and he's addicted to vapes. We could tell that by his presence. She left that room. I think, judging by, and this is just my opinion, all the interviews I've seen, the person who cried the most, besides Stephan's fake crocodile tears, which is ironic because I'm going to call him alligator tears. He's such a piece of crap. He's out there.
Pardon my French.
Pardon my
asshole.
I love it. We got to get you more soundboard. More soundboard.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Oh, I'm going to send you so many, Ron. You have no idea.
32 buttons here.
I'm going to get you 132. I love it when you use the sounds. I really think
that's
the sister. Yeah, that's what they need to do to Stephan.
Yeah.
But seriously, the sister's the only one who seems like very concerned, and she even kind of calls out in a Telemundo interview her family. Like, she even says, I don't know what my sister's thinking. Like, when you say that why? They were talking about Stephan.
But
why bring up your sister?
Exactly,
it's very strange.
Exactly, Kat. And the reason I'm saying why I would look at all of the children's and their engagement is because of this guy.
Yeah.
Back on. He's been around this family for arguably what, 8 years, 7, 8 years. And all of those children, I saw many female, young kids there.
Mm-hmm. And someone just put in the comment, look at Danny Air is making so many good comments tonight. Everybody is. I'm loving all your comments.
Yeah. But don't you think this guy is not exclusive to Madeline Soto? He's looking at every possibility, anybody that he could try to take advantage and have command and control over.
Oh, and that's another thing. Earlier in the footage you showed us, when they said, does she have any distinctive, what was it, markings or scars, beauty?
Yeah, oh, she's got a mole right here. You can't miss
She's a
it.
mole right here. You can't miss it. What does Jen say? She goes, yep, she has a mole. And then when they showed, and this is the part, I'm going to try to be careful with this, but when they showed her, if you read the interview, when they spoke to her, they asked her, they said, they showed her footage, if you will, a still from a video that he took of him doing something terrible to Madeline. And they focus in on this one part of the picture. They zoom in, and it even says in there, it's a zoomed in, I believe is what they say, photo of a body part of his and her little face. And they said, do you recognize either things in this picture? Do you recognize anything in this picture? Any person in this picture? She said no. And they even commented she must have been in denial. What they showed of her face, how can you tell me she has a beauty mark that is noticeable, that you can't miss it? And then the mom's looking at it going, I don't recognize that. That is insane to me. That is the part where I started wondering about, I mean, I always wondered about her, but that was the point where I got mad at her.
Right.
Like, I don't care if you're in shock or denial. Tell the truth. You recognize your daughter's mole. You know who that is. That is your daughter.
Right.
It
And
is
she
zoomed
did not
in.
take charge of any part of that interview. When the police officer was asking those questions, she was almost looking for his approval on some of these answers that she was given. And I found the body language to be just really disturbing.
And listen, people are in here talking about autism, and where I'm not a doctor. If there was a doctor or somebody in chat with experience caring for people with autism, or maybe somebody with autism, I've been told I have mild autism. I don't know, but I'm telling you, a lot of autistic family members, people that I know, people that I've met over time, one thing that I feel confident in saying that a lot of them have in common is almost an inability to lie. Like, a lot of them are very honed in on facts,
right,
and they have a hard time lying and putting forth and I'm not saying autistic people don't lie. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying they have a hard time, almost like Larry David, if you've ever watched Curb.
Oh,
If you tell them something, they go, well, actually, like, that's a very common thing for verbal people with autism, to not be able to, you know what I mean? Like, they can't keep up with a lot. It's not something they do. And for her, it feels more like an anxiety. I'm not going to psychoanalyze her. I don't know, but
no, none of us should, because
it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
I don't care if she has autism. That's not an excuse for what she did and what she ignored.
I agree. Let's let everybody finish throwing up in their mouth. Well, I want to finish this. It's almost halfway through.
Discussions with Jennifer Soto and Stephan Stearns. Jennifer Soto stated while they were together, Jennifer, Stephan, and Madeline would either all sleep in the same bed, or Madeline would sleep with her when Stephan was not there. When asked if it was normal that Stephan and Madeline would sleep together without her being there, and she said yes. Jennifer Soto stated if she needed a good night's sleep due to her anxiety, she would ask them, Stephan and Madeline, to sleep in a different bedroom. In another statement, Stephan stated Madeline always needed human contact when going to sleep. Stephan referred to it as snuggling. The conversations with Stearns came to an abrupt end when detectives revealed images allegedly found on Stearns' phone depicting sex with the 13-year-old girl.
Oh God. I'm
Question News also.
All right, I can't stomach it anymore.
Oh,
All right, listen.
I turn my mic down. I'm gagging.
This has been 2 hours of body cam footage, shocking police body cam footage. In my opinion, the shocking parts I pointed out here, and Oblivious Benson, thank you for the 18 messages that you sent me while I was live and blowing my phone up.
Hey, can you answer me one question though before we go? Because I am genuinely curious. Did you guys use on the go data extractors when you were on the force? Like, did y'all have that mechanism at the time?
So we had, again, I was on patrol in the 90s. So
shit. No, you didn't.
Did not have that, but I didn't retire until after 2011. We have an elite computer crime squad, and I had a detective who Amazing Ant introduced me to, and I worked on a loner in the computer crime squad for 30 days, and I got to see all the cool shit that they do. So those weren't available to precinct detectives, but if you requested it, you could get it, and we could get it real quick.
Oh, I would love to hear Ed talk about. I'm sure he knows about these. I've just read so much, and we brought it up. They brought it up in class last semester about these extractors and how they're very controversial. But Florida and Detroit, Michigan, was testing them.
Our technical response unit, they call it TARU, they have them. I know that for a fact. And computer crimes definitely has them, but it comes by request. So if you had a case like this, we could get on the radio, make a call, or get on the phone and make a call, and then a TARU, the technical response unit, would respond to that location, take those phones, and boom, do it right there on the spot.
Okay.
So yes, the answer is yes. NYPD is the largest police department in the United States, the largest municipal police department in the world, second to, I believe, China or somewhere in overseas. They have a bigger police department. I'm not quite sure the department, but NYPD, largest police department in the United States. So almost 40,000 at one point members, now in the 30s. We're like 32, 33,000 strong. So I want to thank you for hanging out with me.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, for a little bit. I always enjoy. We need to do a part 2 of Stephan Stern's dark side.
Yes, let's do that this week. I'd like to look more, and now that I know about this Minecraft stuff, I'm just that really bothered me, Ron, because I knew he played. I know I'm making a big deal out of the Minecraft thing, but the reason it's such a big deal to me is because he had stuff. I know they just said this on the news, but I am 100% willing to say the news is full of crap. They said going back 2 years. No.
Right.
The paperwork we have proves that this predilection he had went back much further than 2 years.
Close to,
and I just
like almost 6-7 years.
Yeah. And he's had his Minecraft account that whole time. So
Yeah.
you're using an account that focuses oddly on teen boys, which you brought up to me before, I think.
Yeah, I did.
And
I did.
When you've got a game that focuses on teen boys, and then 2 years you've got your stepdaughter on it, I'm going to guess using his account, because I did look for her in anytime you see a predator using gaming accounts, you have to cross-reference the victim. There was no trace of her. It had to be his accounts. And if Roblox and Minecraft are heavy on his rotation, like I don't care about World of Warcraft or any of that, but if those two, Roblox and Minecraft, are heavy in his rotation, he's letting her use it, he can easily communicate with other children.
That's the fear that I have, that there's many more potential victims or possibly victims of sexual assault that are out there and that we don't even know about yet. Because so many of the victims are afraid to come forward.
And to everybody who says that he operated on the dark web, listen, that was something I thought, but now that it's gone on a while and we've seen more, I'm just going to say, I think he might have been too stupid. And I'm not saying that everybody who does it is too stupid, but
I hope that he was. I hope that you're right.
He did it on Google Drive. That's insane to me.
His Google Drive is just ridiculous.
What
and
an
he didn't
idiot.
even have enough common sense to get rid of it. And thank God he didn't.
Thank God.
And that's to advantage the good guys, disadvantage the scumbag right here.
Yep.
But again, I want to thank everyone for joining. If you're not yet subscribed to Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace, consider subscribing here to this community. Subscribe to my good friend right over here, Oblivious. You guys got her to over 3,000 subscribers.
That was all you, Ron. That's all you and Duty Ed.
Yeah, well, guess what? We love you. We appreciate you. And we only recommend channels that we sanction and that we feel are good source of information. And
I love you, dude. And I'm sending y'all a gift, by the way. That's why I asked for your address. I'm sending you something in the mail, and it's good. And I think Ed's gonna particularly get a kick out of it. It has to do with drapes. That's all I'm gonna say.
The video you did about keeping your children safe on your channel, everyone's got to go and watch that. I'll link it here in the description. Give me some time to do it because I got to go to bed. But I want to just put myself full screen for a second. Stay here. Just hang out a minute. If you're not yet subscribed, consider hitting the thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I am a retired New York City police detective and a 9/11 World Trade Center first responder. My partner, Ed, is a CSI expert. He has investigated in the crime scene unit of the NYPD over 2,500 murder scenes. Ed Wallace is a forensic expert. He's a wizard. So if you're not yet subscribed, take a chance and subscribe to us and my good friend here, Oblivious Benson. I want to just say this. This is what this story is about right here. Madeline Soto, 13 years young, her life, arguably a good portion of it, torturous at the hands of this monster, Stephan Stearns. And I'm going to see this case through right to the very end, to Florida, putting him to death. And I'm hoping that the state and the prosecutors who go at this case take it to the capital punishment level and fully charge this monster with everything that he deserves. And if Jennifer Soto is found to be have any hand in this thing, and they can prove it in the court of law, it can't just be our thoughts and suspicions. We need concrete evidence, proof that they can go and charge her. I hope that that comes forward, and I don't think that that will not happen. I feel strongly that will happen. It may take time, but it's going to happen. So on behalf of Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace and Oblivious Benson, look, my mods are putting your or somebody.
Hey, thanks. And look forward to a change.org petition to get DutyRon on the firing squad when the time comes, because this guy needs to go.
I'll blast him. No problem.
Blast his ass.
Thank you so much for joining on. Again, this is who this video is about, and this is what this topic is about. Madeline Soto, may she continue to rest in peace, and may justice prevail. On behalf of Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace, we wish you guys a good evening. Stay safe, as Ed says, stay prepared, and watch your six. Thank you to all the super chatters, the replay viewers. Leave us a comment down below. We love to answer the comments. And the replay viewers and the moderators did some heavy lifting. So thank you for all of the moderators that are out there. Good night from New York. Guys. Yes, good night from New York and from another undisclosed location. Although you say where you're from all the time.
Yeah, I'm from Austin, Texas.
Great state of Texas.
Yep.
All right. Good night. And we'll talk to you soon. Peace and love.
Thank you. Peace.